I'm at the Chicago Botanic Garden for the Orchid Show. This year's theme is India Blooms, and tonight is the special preview that the Illinois Orchid Society gets of the show. I'm going to share my journey through the show, starting in the atrium before the entrance to the show. They have hung Phalaenopsis from these baskets in the ceiling in the foyer of the Regenstein Pavilion right before the start of the show. There's a pothos archway at the formal start of the show, which begins in Nichols Hall, and I was the first person in for the evening. They let us into the show exactly at 5:30. You can see members of the IOS wandering in to the first room, which they have decorated in an India theme and wrapped these poles with colored cloth and attached orchids to them. This must be a pain in the butt to water. There's Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And shooting video, as always. Hi, Arnie. You're liking all my videos, Arnie. They have even built archways over the doors on the side of the room, and then potted up some Phalaenopsis. The brilliant hues that you would associate with India. There's a beautiful dried flower pattern here, where they've also built this door. There's a huge bin of, I don't know, maybe Hynaldianums, pass. They talk about the community blessings Rangoli above it. So then from the first room, it leads into this hallway, and they've obviously done that like Diwali color. I don't actually know what it means, but they've taken like dried color and they have sprinkled it over the walls. Oh, and even on the orchids. Look at that. Down here. So these look like they've been spray painted because that blue is not a natural color on orchids.
Yes.
So here's a beautiful rainbow hue of painted orchids. So a little correction, I looked it up, and the festival that does the colors, the spring festival, and it's Holi. The festival of color, not Diwali, which is the festival of light. After that room, you come into this room that is all blue because it pays homage to indigo. So I didn't realize that the indigo dye and the plant came from India. But look, I love this room because it's blue, but they've built all these walls, right? And the kind of shapes that you see, classical Indian buildings. They've put flowers on all the ledges. Makes me think of a garden in India. They have music playing in here. They've got more paths, bulldog paths, and beautiful cymbidiums up there. Oh, look at this. A Zygonaria. Zygonaria black magic, according to the sign. And then they have Vandas hanging in the ceiling up there. And of course, there's always a water feature in this room where they have fake candles. Oh, actually, this isn't water. I believe that's actually glass that just looks like water. But I'm not going to stick my hand in and find out. Some more cymbidiums. And you can see everybody's coming in. The room is really, really filling up. All right, it's not actually plastic, it's water. Of course, the main part of the show is the greenhouses. They always decorate the galleries. There's music piped in. They talk about protecting India's orchids. There are a lot of orchids that are native to India, vandas and dendrobiums and paphiopedilums. Slippers. Oh, here's maybe some kind of spathoglottis. And then they have, I don't know, tacked, stapled some vandas to the wall right here. And they have these pieces of furniture, right? Hanging above. Oh, look at this. This is a dendrobium. Maybe this is a nobile? I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find a tag. There's no tag, and this isn't quite open yet. But it's all about, apparently, Arunachal Pradesh, which is where Dendrobium nobile grows, which is called India's orchid paradise. And here's a Phalaenopsis thailandica, which is like a miniature Phalaenopsis. Here, let me show you my thumb next to a flower. Very tiny flowers. This is really cute. So if you come around the gallery, they've got a bus here. I don't know if that's a real full-size bus or it's just a mock-up. I will try to do a selfie next to it so you can see how big the bus is. All right, so look at that. I am taller than this bus. They have filled this little bus with orchids, right? Oh, it's some kind of like motorcycle bus. Look at that. This is really cute little display. And they have built a mural on the wall behind it. These are all encyclias over here. I don't know what kind though. They have some cardboard cutout monkeys. There are a lot of pots this year. They have put a lot of potted orchids on the ledges in front of the greenhouses. So going into the first greenhouse, they have beautiful displays, lots of Indian music. And look at that sort of chandelier they've built. It was very florally scented. Oh, it always smells so good in here. So they've also got, I don't know if those are paper or if they're real, but you know, in India, you know, they'll take like marigolds and stuff or some kind of flower and they'll make these flower necklaces. So let's see what this is. Oh, it's plastic, but they have them, look at this, all over the ceiling of this room. Along the side of the room, they have these balls of Phalaenopsis. Look at that. You know, these look great. All I can think of is how painful it must be to water them. And they have, like, oh, it smells really nice in here because they got jasmine. Look at that. There's jasmine. They have a lot of Phalaenopsis. You know, this show always has a lot of Phalaenopsis, but here is a gigantic Phalaenopsis wall. And then they have more of those balls along the side. In the middle of the room, they have, ooh, these Phaeus-like planters. There's Arnie again. Once again, Arnie. Hi, Arnie. Oh wow, look at the Phaeus. Coming out of that area with the Phaeus. This year, rather than having orchids hanging from the ceiling, they have these glass, well, they're not glass, I think they're just like shaped wood frames holding, you know, candelabra lights. Below we've got some cymbidiums. And yes, they've definitely planted marigolds, like those white pom-poms, under the orchids. Color-coded all these displays, or color-matched, I guess is the correct word. So they have made like fake telephone poles where they're hanging those cut-out monkeys. And then here is, I guess, how they say people carry things in. There's a bicycle. See, can you see that bicycle? And then there's a giant thing of boxes. All right, the main tropical greenhouse has these like metal like lanterns. They are so pretty. I love metal scroll work and they're gorgeous. And then they have orchids hanging from metal containers. And this one has got like scroll work on it, little holes. Here are some orchids exploding out of a lantern. At first look, I thought these were Vandas, but they're actually all Rinca stylus up there. So you can get a close-up of a Rinca stylus. And yes, they've got some wild animal mood music, or mood sounds going on. So this is very much has the feel of walking through the jungles in a tropical area. With like the crickets, night music. Ah, so here, Diwali is the Festival of Lights. So I probably have the paint thing wrong because that's probably a different festival. This room definitely celebrates that festival with all the beautiful lanterns hanging. And we are already in the center of tropical greenhouse where they have their orchid trees that are here all year. You can see both of them. They've underplanted the area with Phalaenopsis, very hard to see in the dark. All right, here's the other side, that central area, and down at the bottom of the waterfall. See the archway way up there, and people coming through. And then of course they have this beautiful arched pathway, underlit. And have bandas hanging from it. Very beautiful in the dark. And here's a close-up of the bandas that are hanging. That arched entryway. Big, huge, gorgeous bandas. This is probably also really beautiful during the day because they have orchids at the tops of the arches. And here, if you look up, you can see the glass ceiling of the greenhouse, the orchids draping down. Look at these Spathoglotis they have planted in here. And look, they now have a little pathway here to the doorway over bark. But I'm not seeing any orchids down in here. There is this lovely, I guess, market cart here that they have put some food items interspersed with orchids like the Zygopetalum Debbie de Mello Honolulu Baby. And let me tell you, it smells divine. But anyways, this year's show is sponsored by the Patel Brothers grocery store, which is a chain that does, I guess, a U.S. chain that does Indian groceries. So in keeping with the store theme, they have these little store displays like this BKS Ramen, Spices and Dry Food. They have put orchids inside the displays. Like, look at this, Love Memory Fizz. That is so well flowered. Might be more than one plant. Epidendrum, Violet Fizz Luna. Oh, look, that's got to be a key lime stars right there. Look at that. Frag back there. Oh, look at that big Oncidium Alliance. Let's see, it's like the Wildcat, golden red star. Look at these epidendrums here, some brassias. Here they have a store labeled Orchid Oasis. And I think these must be the orchids that are actually part of the Chicago Botanic Gardens collection. can look at this huge octopus dendrobium here. Look at this. Yeah, spectabile. Look at the spectabile. So normally these are in that main tropical greenhouse, but I didn't see them in the show, and I think they're out here. Look at this sesquipedal. Oh, that one's got some flower damage. Look at how glossy and waxy that flower is. Look at this Renee Marks up there. And look at this central petalum. Look at how huge it is. I have to back up so you can see it properly. Look at that, it's gigantic. But yeah, they have underlayers. I mean, this is probably the commercial stuff that they brought in. But oh my God, look at that speciosum. Look at all the flowers on the speciosum. Oh my God, it smells so good. All right, there's no label on this, but I'm wondering if this is an Agonesia cyanea. Okay, here's the last store in this themed area. Got a lot of the beautiful kind of cloth that you see from India. And of course, orchids. I love that shade of pink on those reed stem epidendrums. And here, look at this Cattleya spring fragrance. Cattleyas are always good. The arid garden is blocked off from the show, but they have these wood tables with displays on them on the ledges in front of it. And look at this one right here on a green table. It's Galliopetalum starburst parkside. I killed mine. I haven't been able to find another one yet. And finally, we have the Havlicek Florist display where they show off orchids that he provides for the show. It's another one of those displays with the furniture. Oh, look at this tiny Dendrobium of Barons. And again, to give a good idea for how big the flowers are, that's my finger. Where's a good? Look at how cute they are. All right, here's actually a Grammatophyllum hybrid, Broga tiger. You can see, look at all the flowers on it. Not open yet, still coming. 3 spikes. Oh, look at this. Orange Cattleya, gorgeous. I have to say that I have never ever bought orchids from Havlicek Florists. But always very, very nice what he contributes to the show.